Hi guys, so Cat Over Catty-tastic made a Disney book tag that I'm going to attempt to do. It took me a while to even come up with any of these answers. Here we go, and I will put a link down in the thingamajig for Cat's video so you can watch that, but here we go. First one is The Little Mermaid, and her description is a character who is out of their element, a fish out of water, and for that one I chose America from the selection because she's put into this whole princess role, which, if you've read the book, you know America is not really familiar with any of that princess role, along with all the other girls in this competition. But yeah, so the next one is a character who goes through a major transformation. Decided to go with Christina from Crank. I mean, it's not a positive transformation, but if you've read Crank, then you definitely know Christina goes through a huge transformation from the sweet girl you meet at the beginning to drug-addicted, sad existence of her former self when she gets hooked on Crank and becomes Bree. Not the best transformation, but a transformation. In Snow White, a book with an eclectic cast of characters. This one was really tricky for me because I wasn't sure. I really had to look at my bookshelf and think about who I thought might have had like a cast of characters, and finally I decided to go with Silver Linings Playbook because the cast of characters in this book I feel are very out there, and especially Pat and Tiffany I think are quite out there characters along with everyone surrounding their world. The next one is Sleeping Beauty, and that is a book that puts you to sleep, and I had to decide between two books, and finally I decided to go with Emma by Jane Austen. I liked Emma, but it was so boring to me and so frustrating to me too, so yeah, I had to go with Emma on this one. Sorry. The next one is The Lion King, and that one is a character who had something traumatic happen to them in their childhood. And this one was actually really easy for me. The Child Called It by Dave Pelzer. I mean, if you read this book, then you understand why I chose it for The Lion King, because nothing but trauma for this child. The next book was also tricky for me, Beauty and the Beast, and it is a beast of a book, a big book, that you were intimidated by but found the story to be beautiful. Well, when I first read it, I found the story to be beautiful. Now that I've gotten older, we're iffy. But I chose Twilight because at the time this was the biggest book I'd ever read, and I was intimidated by it because it was so thick, and of course I fell in love with it, and yeah, so Twilight. Book is for Aladdin, a character who gets their wish granted for better or worse, and for this one I decided to go with Wendy from Switched because Wendy kind of always wondered why her mother tried to kill her and why she is different from her brother and from her aunt, and she finds out in this book. This one is Mulan, a character who pretends to be someone or something they're not. This is another tricky one, and this is the one that I have not read, but not only does it fit the description for Mulan, but it basically is Mulan, and that is Eon by Alison Goodman. I mean, if you've read the description for this book, it's essentially the story of Mulan. I mean, it's a girl who pretends to be a boy. No girls are allowed to use dragon magic, so kind of fits, don't you think? And the next one is Toy Story, a book with characters you wish would come to life. And for this one, this was so easy for me. I chose The Land of Stories by Chris Colfer because all the characters in not just this book, but in his series are so fun and so interesting, and I would love for them to come to life and hang out with me, even the evil ones, because they're interesting too. The last one is Disney Descendants, your favorite villain or morally ambiguous character. And this one was a little tricky, but I finally decided on Ridley from The Beautiful Creatures, The Castor Chronicles, because I feel like that description totally fits Ridley's character. She starts off in this one as the villain, and I feel like as the series progresses, she becomes morally ambiguous, so yeah, and she's my favorite character in this series. So if you want to do this tag, please do it. It's fun. It is fun to think about. But for specific people, I'll tag Angelica M2009, Kylie from Kylie K, and Sophia from The Book Basement. I hope this was a little bit enjoyable. This is why I don't do tags, guys. I'm awkward about it. But yeah, if you don't want to film the tag, then tell me your answers down below. I want to know. So yeah. And check out Kat's video because I liked her answers to these questions too. And she's also having a giveaway, so you really might want to go check that out. Anyway, like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Until next time, bye guys.